Did you know that the spring intake is the second semester in the academic year in US universities? Now, knowing this, would you still want to apply to universities in the middle of the academic year and lose out on some key privileges? In this video, I'll help you get over the dilemma of whether to apply for the fall intake or the spring intake. I'm Biruda Virkud, a Texas A&M alumni who has for the last 2 decades mentored over 12,000 plus students to bag top global admits, especially for fall intake, universities like University of California, San Diego, University of Michigan, University of California, Irvine, Johns Hopkins University, to name a few. Before we make a deep dive into the topic, let's understand what is fall intake and what is spring intake. The spring versus fall are seasons of admissions. This has always been a subject of ongoing confusion in the minds of every student who considers to apply for masters in US. The fall intake commences in August-September each year and marks the beginning of the academic calendar in US, whereas the spring semester commences in January every year and is the second semester in the academic calendar year. Let's discuss the ideal timeline for spring and fall intake. As you can see, the deadlines for the fall intake are between December and February window of the previous year. So, you need to plan your preparation accordingly. Get done with your entrance test by July-August. Send in your applications by November of the previous year. You will then receive your admits by February or March, and then you proceed for a visa by June-July. Here is the spring intake calendar. The spring deadline, as you can see, the deadlines fall between August to October of the previous year. So you need to plan your preparation accordingly. Get done with the entrance test by May or June, send in the applications by September of the previous year, and go for the visa by November. Popular reasons to not opt for spring admissions. Number 1, spring intake is not aligned with completion of most academic degrees in your home country. What I mean here is that typically you complete your bachelor's degree between June to August. You then end up waiting to apply for the spring intake, which usually commences in January. You will have to justify for this gap in your applications, and hence spring is not recommended. Point number 2, not all universities offer a spring intake. Point 3, hence spring admissions are difficult to get due to lesser options and lesser seats. Point 4, smaller intake size and hence fewer courses are offered. Point 5, fewer job and internship opportunities are available. And point 6, fewer funding and scholarship opportunities are available. Examples of some universities which are not open for spring intake is something that you need to note down. The University of California system are not open to spring intake. So even if you have the potential to apply and bag an admit, you cannot do so because the university is not open for spring intake. Some examples like University of California, San Diego, University of California, Irvine. Now, what are some of the key takeaways? Since while applying for universities abroad, you're investing so much of time, money, effort, it's better to give it your best. Select all options rather than regretting that you did not explore your full potential. Hence, I would strongly recommend that you apply for fall intake so that you can select all the options of universities that suit your profile and you are not limiting your choices. If you require more insightful tips and strategies on the application process, share your comments below and stay tuned to our channel.